Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool. That's a decent amount of sausage. This man needs a doctor! Yeah, I just hope they're tasty. What's up with these clowns, man? Cut the lights and went through people's pockets. Don't you point that at each other. Let them smoke a little. You need to, step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the... We're not gonna lead with
And we're back
with a brand new episode for you slackers out there.
Hell yeah. Thank you for continuing on, joining us on the saga that is known as American Slacker. Episode 84. Damn, we've come quite a long way.
We have. And along that way, we've acquired so many things like our website, which I still need to do a lot of work on. But what we're more proud of probably is... I want to sound like that Thai dude who's like, what I'm more proud of is these books and not my car and the fucking garage. It's, we're really proud of our Patreon supporters and our new store that we got going up. I think we're making moves.
Oh yeah, the store, it's pretty cool to have some merchandise out there for the people to take a look at and maybe purchase if they so feel.
I almost got the mug, but my fucking wallet's in the other room. So after we're done recording, and
I was just gonna say I might have to just, go buy a mug too.
I mean, I have so many coffee mugs, and I end up breaking them all the time. But It'd be nice to have one that has our pictures on it and branded.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, man! It would switch me from drinking coffee out of a styrofoam cup from the gas station to making it into the morning slacker mug.
There you go. And if you want to visit our store, you can check out AmericanSlackerPodcast.BigCartel.com.
Definitely check it out, and we really appreciate your support of buying something from us. Speaking of the Patreon, we appreciate everybody that's donated so far. If you haven't checked out the Patreon and you feel like contributing to our show, it would really be appreciated. Your money goes to us, just better quality out of everything for you guys. And, it costs a lot to maintain, so, it helps take a little bit of the chunk off of us. So check out our Patreon. You go to patreon.com/American Slacker Podcast. You'll find all the info, and you get access to a bunch of cool shit that's exclusive to Patreon members. I have a live show up there. There's a bunch of other random shit that only audio-wise.
Cannabis news.
Yeah, and Jesse's gonna be working on some videos that might go up there. And we got a lot in the works for the Patreon.
We've been thinking about posting show notes up there too, if that's something people would be interested in seeing.
Yeah, definitely. If anybody is interested in that, please let us know, because we'd get moving on that.
That'd be easy to do. We can easily just throw that up there for people.
Yeah, but thank you to all the slackers, all the Patreon slackers.
And enough pandering to these people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can go on and on here. But let's step into the show. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. And as always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse, at your service to provide entertainment for free every week. Every single week. 52 out of the fucking year.
Yeah. We very rarely miss one.
Yeah, no, we've been pretty good about that. And bonus content when we can. I know we've been slacking on that, but we got a lot in the works for it.
We got some cool shit in the works, and you'll see what we're talking about.
I know we went on and on about Patreon, but we have to give a big thank you to our current Patreon supporters. First off, Dave Gunn.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, big thank you to Dave, and also a big thank you to Seth Anders, our newest Patreon slacker.
The Mad King. Thank you so much, dude.
You should also be sure to check out one of our fellow podcasts that supports us through Patreon. That is Crime Roulette, run by Kyle Nolan Bradford.
Bunch of awesome dudes, and the show is fucking awesome. Yeah, definitely check them out if you haven't already.
And a second podcast that contributes to our show is the Yes and I Am podcast, and that's run by Aaron W., a really stand-up guy. Super cool.
Yeah. Perfect way to describe him. He's a stand-up dude. Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Now it's time to give a little lottery love out to the podcasting world with our podcast shout-out pick that we do live on every episode.
Oh, yeah. And how many we got this week?
We have 22 retweets for you to pick from, and if people don't know how it works, if you retweet our pin tweet with our latest episode on it, you're entered to get one of these shout-outs on the next episode. So out of the 22, Matt, what is the number you're going with?
I don't know, man. This is a tough one this week. I don't know why I'm getting caught up on the end or the beginning.
Yeah, there's always the middle.
No, not this week. Not this week. We're going with number 4.
Number 4, all right. You went with a beginning pick.
I feel solid about that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a podcast we're familiar with. I think we've had some promos on their show before. This is at Hop Nation USA, and I think they won one of these a while back, but hey, they won this week too.
They won this week. And
their handle is at Hop Nation USA. And their description is just 3 yinzers hell-bent on saving the world from crappy beer. Edutaining you on beers, breweries, beer events, and more. Listen in on Fridays when they release new episodes, and they're based out of Pittsburgh.
Awesome. Definitely worthy of checking out.
For sure. So congrats at Hop Nation USA. You will be pinned on our next tweet, and anyone who wants to be entered for the following week, please retweet our pin tweet. So, Matt, what do we have coming up in today's show?
Well, as always, we're going to start out with some bizarre news, in which we're going to talk about some Silicon Valley nerds' kryptonite. And then we're going to move on to video games. We got a bunch of cool games we're going to talk about, some we've been addicted to, and some of the cool games with gold. And then we're going to finish it out. It is the time! We're going to play a St. Patrick's Day game.
Oh,
and,
there we go.
Jesse's up at bat. We're going to see how he does, just like he was up at bat last St. Patrick's Day, actually.
Oh, okay. A similar setup here.
Yeah. So we'll have fun with that. Have a beer, play a game, get a little knowledge on. So stick around.
And with our bizarre news, we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. This week we're talking about a pro-legalization group that's selling rolling papers with pictures of Jeff Sessions smoking a joint on it.
I love it. I really want a pack of these.
Well, they're on sale. There's 2 different types that you can get each for $5 a piece on their website.
Okay. You're paying for the name, I get it,
And they're called General Jeff's Old Rebel Session Papers.
Oh my God.
They have like a little Photoshop version of Jeff Sessions with a joint sticking out of his mouth.
Man, so I wonder, can he sue for this? Like the use of his face on a fucking rolling paper? I know he's like fucking boiling red because of this. If he's heard of it anyway.
If he's heard of it, I'm not sure. They're trying to like get attention by creating a hashtag called Jeff Sesh. And they're trying to like equate his name with a new term for taking a weed break. Gonna go have a smoke sesh, have a Jeff Sesh.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So if you see the hashtag Jeff Sesh out there on Twitter, that's what that's all about.
You know what they're getting down on.
And they're doing it sort of to poke fun at him, so I think the whole point is to try and get his attention.
Well, I hope they do, because this is funny. I just hope they don't disappear. I mean, you might want to buy some of these, hold them down. They could be worth some serious dough in a couple of years.
Yeah, right? And I mean, it's only $5 a pack. It's pretty funny. I don't think the papers themselves have his face on it. I think it's just the outer pack.
Oh, okay. I thought they were printed like, you'll have
that's what I thought too when I was first reading this, and I think it's a little misleading because then it's just like, oh, okay, you're paying for the outside packaging, but at least it's going towards a pro-legalization group.
Yeah, plus you get to look him in his beady little eyes every time you pull a rolling paper out to smoke a dude.
Right? Fuck you. So if you want to read a little bit more, or possibly even order yourself some Jeff Sesh rolling papers, we'll be posting this article from Newsweek up on our Facebook page, like we do every Monday with our cannabis article.
I'm gonna have to order those. I'm gonna roll up a little doobie, smoke that sucker, and then I think I'm gonna sit down and watch a movie like I always do after I smoke. Nothing like that,
No, it's perfect.
Good old thing to do, man. It enhances your perspective on movies. It's fun. I think it chills you out a little bit, Mm-hmm. And I think the woman in our next story could definitely use cannabis to chill her out a little bit, because what she did is quite appalling. I think you'll say after I tell you. A New York woman was arrested after she endangered the welfare of a child, which she dumped a bucket of popcorn on top of a 2-year-old girl's head.
Jeez.
During the showing of Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
That's overkill for whatever the circumstance was, I'd say.
Yeah, man, a 2-year-old. It's like how defenseless, they are. It's just like, how could you ever?
That's just it's like something straight out of like a 90s like bully like move. I'm gonna dump a bucket of popcorn on a baby's head.
Well, it's funny you should say that because it is quite like a 90s movie. The child's mother claims her daughter was asking her for a snack and said popcorn, when the lady that was arrested leaned over the seat, grabbed the bucket from the mother's hand, and dumped it on the child's head.
You want popcorn? So I'll give you popcorn, kid.
Yeah, like it's just like, holy shit, like that's totally a movie moment.
Wow.
Apparently she hit the kid in the head with an empty bucket too.
Ooh.
They're saying it bruised the kid's head, so that's not cool, if that's the truth.
So they dumped the bucket and then spiked it off the 2-year-old?
Destroy the child.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
I mean, like an empty popcorn bucket. If it's I don't think the size matters. Either way, it's gonna just
even if it's a little one. A 2-year-old is like barely developed. They're soft.
They are soft.
Break their neck.
But
break
also,
their neck or something.
Can we also agree that a 2-year-old probably isn't gonna understand the intricacies of intergalactic politics that go with the Star Wars movie and maybe should be in the Star Wars movie?
All right, yeah, you might be digging into something there, but there is like some pretty creatures and stuff that I think you could be like, oh.
Yeah, true. Not saying
where
they
this is all the
deserve
blame
to
from?
get...
Jar Jar Binks. Jar Binks did this shit. We're blaming him.
Yeah, there you go. That's the culprit.
He brought in the kids.
I just want to make it clear, I do not agree that the baby needed to have popcorn bucket spiked off of her head. But I'm just saying this baby probably could enjoy a movie other than Star Wars that doesn't have such an occult following. Like,
I was just gonna say, like, it's like any Star Wars film usually has a lot of brutal murders in it and like betrayals and shit. Like, so it's like that's a lot for a fucking toddler. Like somebody getting cut in half with a lightsaber. It's like, holy fuck, like they're growing up seeing this shit.
Next time, she should take the high ground instead of the low road.
Yeah, I would say that's always a fair choice.
So, speaking of taking the better road, let's go over to actually Sacramento, just north of me, where no one was taking the high road. In this next situation, where a fight broke out in a library at a college.
A library?
Yeah.
What?
And normally you would think, okay, library, immediate fight reason is someone who's being too loud. But no. This is totally different. We have a fight breaking out over a sneeze.
Really? A sneeze, just chain reaction caused a brawl?
But like an old Western fucking saloon. Chairs being broken over people and pistols being shot. No, I'm kidding. This was just between two people, but it was it was the sneeze heard round the fiction section, and this guy was fucking pissed off. He didn't want someone sick near him, getting him sick, so he confronted this dastardly sneezer and said, "If you're sick, you gotta leave."
Oh man, you gotta take a hike if you're sick. Okay,
which is pretty fucking ballsy.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't really be around people if you're like really sick. I don't know, but he could just be like randomly sneezing because it's dusty in a library.
Well, yeah, that's what the guy said. He responded, "It's just a sneeze. I'm not really sick." So it's like, okay, yeah, it could be allergies. For all you know, you're not going to catch allergies.
He probably sneezed once or twice, and the motherfucker was like, "Hey,
if you're sick, get the fuck out of here. Quarantine this shit." And eventually it escalated to the point where he said, "Do you want to go? You want to take this outside?"
Oh, God.
And then the aggressive shoving began.
Oh, man. You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles with his pushes.
So that's basically what it turned into. Is just like a bullshit pissing match where the one student who sneezed punched the one who confronted him in the face. So
yeah, I mean, what I'm imagining is like the guy that came up to him was probably just some dickhead with like an ego and something to prove, and he was just like, "Hey, you back talking me?" As soon as the guy was like, "I'm not sick," like it was just a couple sneezes or whatever, and it was like he probably just got to the point where he's like, "This guy can't be dealt with anything besides physical force."
He's like, "This guy isn't gonna listen to me," and he's now in my face. So I don't agree with either of them. I think they're both idiots. So,
yeah, in public place like that, come on.
Yeah, they ended up taking the one dude away by paramedics because he had an asthma attack a few minutes after the fight happened. So this is just like, it's such a like whole bunch of pussies trying to like turn something into something more than it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, people need to chill out, you know.
I guess moral of the story, just watch where you sneeze.
Don't be a guy that sneezes in the open air. Can you at least try to cover
people
it?
Get freaked out. Open. Yeah, people get freaked out by like bodily like functions and shit.
That's one thing I gotta say. I do have a thing about sneezing too. Like if I got sneezed on, I would be instantly like at level 7.
So if someone did that like prank where they like hit you with a spritz on the back of the neck, and
that
like,
would instantly. I could go full man instinct and just I can go like grabbing him right away. Like I don't know what I'm capable of with that instance. I would just be so grossed out and. Oh, I'm a germaphobe for that shit. No.
I don't believe you. I mean, it's gross. Like, that's definitely gross.
It's real gross, man. Well, you know, that was a tense situation. And it's not the only tense situation we're going to talk about, because we're getting to an even tenser situation. Well, at least for one man. And his bowels, especially.
Oh God.
Now, apparently in January 17th, a 24-year-old man led police in Essex, southeast England, on a little bit of a chase after he's wanted for suspicion of drug offenses. And they had a good feeling that this guy swallowed some drugs before they really got up to him and caught him.
Okay.
So, you know, what they typically do, law enforcement, you know, here and most anywhere, is they put you in a holding cell and they wait for you to pass whatever your contents of your stomach are. Well,
that Chipotle he had before the chase and
catch up with him. Well, what we got here is we got some kind of fucking world record, because this guy lasted for 47 days in captivity without shitting a single time. Yeah,
just the weight that you would have inside of you. It hurts me to even think about.
Well, you know, there's actually a lot of things that can go on with that. I mean, it could literally hurt the walls of like your anus and like really leave you with permanent damage, including not being able to control your bowels at all.
So for a month.
For a month, man. Now, which leads to where they were like, all right, listen, we're gonna cut the charges of having actual controlled substance on you and all that shit, and actually keeping him in captivity. And they rearrested him for like being concerned in the supply of a Class A drug, which I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'd imagine it's just something, you know, just conspiracy of having possession.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm imagining it's got to be. But either way, it's a much lesser charge, and they let him go. So they didn't let him go. He made bail, to be specific.
Okay.
And he was immediately taken to the hospital by a police car, where he's now being treated, because obviously he's gonna have a little backup going on there and all kinds of issues.
Absolutely.
Like we were just talking about.
He's gonna have over a month's worth of shit inside of him,
dude.
Especially if he was eating every day.
I was like, yeah, imagine they're just like keep feeding him and feeding him and feeding him.
I feel a poop coming on. A poop coming on. See ya.
They literally, the local sheriff's department actually had a following on social media, keeping up with him, you know, posted on the days, and it was #PooWatch. It was quite funny.
Ooh,
we have things.
It's a better hashtag than Jeff Sesh.
Hell yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at a few of them. We have now entered day 11, and he still refuses to go to the bathroom. #PooWatch.
I know they didn't think he'd last that long.
Today is day 19 and we still have no movement. Male doesn't seem to understand that eventually he will have to / need to go.
I wonder what the world record is for not shitting. He might have broken it inadvertently.
I feel like he might have broken it, and he should get a deal with Guinness.
Right?
Put him in the book. This is insane, and we definitely don't recommend it. And I don't know. Maybe he won here, but still, maybe he's going to be wrecked for the rest of his life because he didn't poop for 47 days. Maybe he gets a movie deal, though. You never know. It's quite a story.
We should write that movie.
Should we write? We could be ahead of our time and write the movie. 47 days.
I do have to say, the longest they say someone's gone without pooping was 13 years.
Come on, what in the fuck was he doing?
I don't know. That's what this article.
I just don't believe it. Who's keeping track of this guy for that long, watching him? Like, did he have somebody there, like, watching him? Did he document it with camera? I just don't believe.
I'm looking at some pictures. You don't need to. It looks like he's full of shit. He looks like a giant sack of shit. I'm not even lying.
I'm just disgusted right now that this is even fucking possible. So did he piss? He must have pissed, right?
How do you piss and then not shit? I guess after a while, it would just kind of back up everything.
Oh my god, can you imagine? He's dead now, I'm sure.
Now, this is all alleged. It's,
Legend.
I can't really find it. There's a picture, and that's it. That's all I got is some morbid fucking picture.
With Photoshop, you never know.
And another lady went 45 days, so he beat her by 2, definitely.
He definitely got her, yeah. 47 in police captivity, which is like the fucking most honorable of all witnesses.
Okay, so this man who didn't go for 13 years is unidentified U.S. man who died eventually because of the intestinal blockage, and it was due to Hirschsprung's disease. But yeah, it's never good to hold it in.
Yeah, I would not recommend it.
You're gonna end up getting taken away to the hospital, like that man in our last story.
Just die.
We had some injuries fairly close to me related to our next story at the new Apple facility. Which I'll tell you, looks beautiful. It does look beautiful. It's a bunch of curved glass that's very, very sleek in design, much like an iPhone. It's kind of
as you would expect.
It's supposed to reflect that sort of design element that they bring to their products.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that is often not factored into these projects is the human factor. When people have to use giant glass doors and that are hard to tell from glass walls, they end up walking into said doors and walls, resulting in head injuries.
Oh, that's not good. They're just probably looking down at their cell phones, expecting the door to just push open.
Which would be pretty stereotypical for a tech facility,
Maybe walking forward with just one hand forward with, just enough, like, pressure there because you're expecting a little resistance. Not much. That door's going to pop right open. It's an awesome door.
Right into it.
But nah, you hit solid and break your wrist and your face.
It's like you had mentioned off air the previous story that we had talked about, the stadium that all the birds keep flying into. I guess this is the human version of that.
This is, and you kind of would expect that Apple would be behind it.
They're just killing off their workers.
Yeah, it's funny to see.
I have some of the 911 transcripts from the from the injuries
That's
when
awesome.
they were phoned in.
I just can't imagine calling 911 for walking into a wall. I don't know.
So, the patient, hi, yes, dispatcher, tell me exactly what happened. Patient, I walked into a glass door on the first floor of Apple Park when I was trying to go outside, which is very silly. Dispatcher, you keep breaking up. You walked through a glass door? Patient, I didn't walk through a glass door. I walked into a glass door. Dispatcher, okay, 1 second. Did you injure your head? Patient, I hit my head. Dispatcher, how old are you? Patient, 23. Dispatcher, hold on 1 second. When did this happen? Patient, half hour ago. And it kind of goes on from there. But I thought it was pretty funny. No one was seriously injured. I think the most that happened is someone was taken away and I don't know, maybe like minor concussion or some laceration on their head.
I just can't imagine, even if you were walking fast, it's If they were running into it, then, I could see
You
some
could be
damage
running,
happen.
and I'm wondering if these are like automatic doors that pull back. So like you're
So they
expecting
don't
it,
Yeah.
and then
Moves
it's just
in perfect
boom
timing.
right there.
Yeah, you get used to that shit. Yeah, true, right?
And
You're like, oh shit, I always thought this was a door. Fuck.
yep, and they thought about putting sticky notes on the doors because that's one way to say like you can write door and like stick it on the fucking thing. That way no one walks into the fucking walls. And they ended up taking those down because they said it distracted from the building's design. So we don't give a fuck if you keep running into doors. Like, fuck your sticky notes.
I'd say that too if I probably, I can only imagine they probably spend like $1 billion on the fucking building. So they're probably like, fuck you. We spent so much money to have this designed and made. You can walk into those. I'm sorry. Watch out for the fucking wall.
Well, I guess now their ultimate solution to this is that they put on like rectangular stickers to kind of differentiate walls from doors. And I believe it says in this article from The Guardian that there's similar stickers used on some of their glass-doored stores.
Okay. Okay.
So it's too slick of a design.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if I was on a glass building, I'd be more aware of where the fucking doors were. I don't know. Maybe it's like some new glass that I just don't even know.
Well, it's tempered and like designed to be super transparent too. So it's just like everything. It's been designed to fuck you. Like,
yeah. Oh man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a fucking you don't want. I'll tell you what.
no, not at all.
Oh man, speaking of fucking, we got some disappointing news for any of our sex fiends down there in Alabama. Now, if you were expecting,
That's like half our audience. What are you talking about?
I know. We have a huge following down south. If you were thinking of attending a certain sex festival at a Pike County campground in Alabama, I'm sorry. You got shut down because you guys pulled a fast one on the owner of the fairgrounds.
Back up the dildo trucks. We got to get them out of here.
Now, the gentleman that owns the property claims that he didn't even know about what was going on exactly. He thought it was some type of Renaissance festival, and it turns out that's not exactly what was going on when he found a flyer that was promoting the event. And it had information about sex play, how to casual kink, and it had references to the use of intoxicants during the weekend. So he was quite pissed. They don't allow alcohol there, let alone all this craziness.
Oh, damn.
So he was quite aggravated. He said that it would be one thing if there was like a bachelor party there, they'd rent it out and call it an adult weekend.
Right.
But this is never gonna fly on his property.
You know what? Here's my conspiracy theory.
Okay, hit me with it.
He knew about it until his wife found the flyer.
Oh, that's a smart move.
Honey, I had no idea.
That is a smart move, because I'm going to say, from the article references, it seems that the wife was kind of running the show here. She was the one that checked with an attorney before she notified organizers that it was getting canceled. And apparently 200 people had been going, so they're pretty pissed, and they might be looking into trying to sue these people.
That's a lot of naked Renaissance people. It was basically supposed to be a Renaissance type fair, right?
Yes, it was gonna be. Yeah, it was gonna be like a Renaissance fuck fest. Yeah, that's exactly what it was gonna be.
Shutting down this fuck fest.
Yeah. Similar to a normal Renaissance fair. You got your leather and shit, and your role play, but it's just a different angle on the role play.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this is going to happen at March 23rd to 25th, coming at the end of the month, and not anymore. They have shut the shit down, and I'm pretty sure from checking with their attorneys, they've made it to where they're covered. Even if a lawsuit appears,
Okay.
they're going to be able to shut it down pretty quick.
Yeah, it's their campground. They can kind of say what can and can't be there.
Yeah, and I mean,
You don't want to be cleaning up all those condoms.
that's not your average
stabbing
festival.
them with the fucking pike on a stick thing
Gross.
there.
And then you just throw that whole pike thing in the garbage too.
You get a full one, it's like pops. It's like, oh
God, that's
You guys are gross and lame.
sitting in the sun out there in Alabama. That's terrible. It's probably for the best that they struck this shit down.
Yeah, it probably is. And, I mean, come on. I feel like the South has a more humble mentality when it comes to this kind of shit, of course. So why would you ever think that?
We do our fucking indoors.
Yeah.
They say. The old Southern phrase.
Close curtains.
And, another group that was struck down was a group of 6 cows in Australia. They were struck down by lightning.
These poor cows.
Or magic.
Aliens did
or
it. Or
poison. Or aliens.
The aliens did it, I'm saying.
Well, let's examine the evidence. We found 6 dead cows lying here in a row. And they were all leaning on a barbed wire fence, which, first off, as soon as I read that, I was thinking, like, how stupid are cows, right? So they're just like laying into barbed wire, just like lean into it, deep in there, get in there, Bessie. Like,
scratching their necks and back.
Like, unless their hide is a lot tougher than I think it is, or something. But like, I feel like it maybe it's just taking a while for the pain receptors to pick up. Like, oh, that's a barb of metal shoving into my chest.
Fucking chest and neck.
So, aside from the stupidity of leaning on a barbed wire fence, they were all found laying next to said fence on the ground, just completely dead. Yeah,
they're fucking on their backs and sides. Freaky looking photo, man.
And it was after a storm. So, yeah. The owner of the cows, Derek Shirley, said he was stunned to find the cows, and I'm thinking, how do you think the cows felt there, Derek?
Fuck you, Derek.
They were more than fucking stunned.
I'd say.
They're goddamn electrocuted.
Yeah. These poor fucking cows.
So we're guessing this storm fucking blasted them through the barbed wire fence.
Yep. Yeah, they were at the wrong place, the wrong time.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time that something like this has happened across the great wide weird world of ours.
I was gonna say, is this a common occurrence?
Yeah, in Norway, 300 reindeer were killed in a lightning storm.
300?
300.
Like, was it like one
like
strike that them all in? Like hitting a fence like that?
All the Spartans in 300 just killed by a fucking lightning storm.
Probably put a farm under. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it didn't say if they were wild or if they were. I thought for some reason I was imagining just wild, because that'd be like terrifying. It's like, what killed all these fucking things?
That would have to be individual lightning strikes, most likely,
or it jumped from like animal to animal
and just fucking wiped out a whole herd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because if they're all found in the same place, you'd have to imagine that it struck like somewhere in the middle, and like some on the outside got away, but like a big chunk in the center was just thored to death.
Nah, I wonder if that ever happened with like the American buffalo, because they travel in tight packs like that.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
And those out on the plains there, it's like there's nowhere to really hide from lightning.
Yeah,
you'll be the tallest thing in the field.
Well, shit's crazy out there in this world, and you gotta be careful. You really gotta be careful out there. You gotta take these cows as a lesson.
Yeah, don't be these cows.
Be aware of your surroundings. I'm not saying don't fucking stick your head on barbed wire. I hope you have more common sense than that.
No, do that. Have fun. Don't tell these people how to live.
Yeah, be aware of your surroundings. Maybe, be a little ahead of any scenario. Prep a little bit. And this next thing we're going to talk about is going out to our preppers. Because what we're talking about is that Costco is now selling doomsday kits. And they're fucking ridiculous. The one we're going to highlight is a $6,000 doomsday meal kit. And it's pretty fucking awesome. Apparently, it's going to arrive at your door weighing about 1,800 pounds.
That's a shit ton of... Now, a lot of that weight's the cans, I would imagine.
Yeah, a lot of that is the cans, in which you'll be getting 600 gallon-sized cans.
Whew.
Just show your head. And I mean, you're getting a ton of shit in this. You're getting enough carbs for fucking a ton of people. This is supposedly for a family of 4 for a year. But I mean, we're talking... They have 72 cans of like hard white wheat to bake with, 72 cans of white rice. We're talking gallon cans again. 72 cans of macaroni. It goes on. You got beans. You got milk, instant milk, not real.
Yeah,
milk, of
I
course.
was gonna say.
Dehydrated potatoes. You got your beef and chicken. You know, you got fruits in here. Shit, you even get 2 gallons of salt, so you could spice your shit up and preserve it a little better.
Spice it up.
Hell yeah.
Now,
it's insane.
Whenever
man.
you open a gallon size anything, like, you're eating that for, like, if you open a gallon size thing of macaroni pasta, you have to pretty much eat that. I mean, like, that's pasta keeps for a while. Maybe that's not the best example, but, like, the freeze-dried broccoli, once you open that, like, you can't reseal it, really.
That's what I'm thinking, and they only have, like, 8 freeze-dried broccoli. For a year, that's not even one a month. So like you're
eating it for a month
and a half. You want to like keep broccoli around so you could add it as a side into your pastas and shit. So you're not eating bland shit, right?
Right.
So it's like, how do you store that if there's no refrigeration per se? It's fucking. I mean, shit. I guess you could go with the old ground refrigeration, dig a hole, and try to keep your shit cool. But
true.
Still, I think smaller cans would have been a little better option, or at least some of them being smaller cans.
I guess if you're going to this extreme of getting the $6,000 4-person year's supply of food, you probably have some sort of generator bunker setup going on already. This isn't your first investment. You don't get this and then the bunker. You want the bunker and then all the food.
Yeah, any jabroni that starts with paying $6,000 for a bundle of food and nowhere to put it, you deserve what happens next.
Now, we do have some smaller options.
There is.
On the Costco website.
Yeah, there definitely is. There's one that I think is like, $999?
Yeah, that's the 1-year emergency food kit by Nutristore.
That's not bad.
$1,000.
6,200 servings. That's pretty nice.
So you get granola, white rice, wheat, freeze-dried bananas, peaches, strawberries, potatoes, carrots, pinto beans.
This one's better.
Yeah, this one is better.
A couple of these. They didn't have granola in the other one. They didn't have like dehydrated apples either.
Granola keeps for a long time.
And they have hard red wheat. I wonder what the difference is between hard white wheat, hard red wheat.
Yeah. Well, either way, you'd be making your own bread at that point. So you get real familiar. You got to have a pretty diverse recipe booklet to make all this canned food quite tasty.
Yeah, true. I mean, they do give you some things, well, they don't give you pepper. That's what's fucking me up. You gotta have pepper, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see any pepper.
They got white sugar and salt are the only spices you really get in here. And that's just not gonna do it for me. I'm gonna need at least like 4 or 5 cans of pepper.
Yeah, there's no hot sauce or anything?
No hot sauce,
would be
bro.
Tough.
You're gonna have to go raiding for hot sauce hard. Because
this is just making me realize that, like, it's gonna be tougher than I thought.
Who wants to live without fucking hot sauce? Like, God. And like even one hot sauce. I like the variety. That's half the battle with hot sauces.
Now you can also get the Arc Food storage buckets.
Ooh, yeah, those are pretty nice too. Are they preloaded? I was looking at those.
Yeah, I think they're literally just giant, like, Home Depot sized buckets full of food.
So these, I believe, are not. These are actually like army rations that are bags.
Okay, it's
so they're
like
probably heat meals that you add like water to and they instantly heat.
It's got breakfast, lunch, and dinner options, and there's 30 servings per bucket.
Yeah, easy to open, close, airtight, and leak proof. This is pretty cool. Now,
I'm sure it tastes like shit.
Shelf life, where is that? That's what I'm trying to see now.
It says, for best nutritional value, use product before 20 years if manufacturing date... 20 years of manufacturing date when stored at 60 degrees, 10 years when stored at 70 degrees.
Yeah, and as I was saying, 12 types of just add water meals, which 15 to 20 minutes you add water and it has some kind of element in it, like a chemical, like army rations.
Heats it up.
Heats it right up.
That's so interesting.
Weird,
very interesting.
Yeah.
Would you go with the buckets of food or the cans of food? I'd go cans.
I'd probably go cans because I'd rather heat it up by fire than ever deal with some weird chemicals. Especially when we're talking, you're never going to see a doctor again if you're eating out of fucking cans. Like
this should not be your first option.
Nah. You should. There's some options out there for serious preppers. Get the seed banks and stuff. shit like that.
It's funny that Costco's getting into the prepper shit, though.
It is crazy, man. It's crazy to see a wholesale, which, I mean, a lot of people have been saying they're like they've been in the prep store because you could buy in bulk, But now they're just fully buying into it. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. We are the prep store. Here's packages.
Right.
Yeah. It's cool.
Well, I mean, I was gonna try and do some sort of segue into our funny clip, which is our next thing here. But I didn't know how to work ninja bears into the doomsday apocalypse.
Well, it'd be a hell of a thing that you'd have to avoid. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I pray there's not a ninja bear apocalypse where these things are running around.
Seriously, and this is an older clip, but it's definitely a good one.
Oh hell yeah! I love it. I love it, man. This bear is highly trained and highly trained in weaponry.
He's flinging around doing doing his little tricks with his bow staff here. He's got like a piece of wood, and I don't know if this is just like how he passes the time in his exhibit, or if he's really planning on doing some sort of crazy breakout.
Dude, you rather fight a bear with his natural element, like in training, or the fucking bear that knows how to use a bow staff?
Not this bow staff bear. I want him on my side.
I feel like maybe he learned a little bit of like the martial arts mentality, where maybe he would take mercy on you and just whoop you, and then be like, haha,
and leave you.
Away.
He wouldn't even eat you. He like
Instead
knows
of the one that would just be like claw you to death and eat you.
Yeah,
open.
He might actually. That's a good point. This bow staff bear might understand the rules of engagement.
Yeah, I feel like he shows virtue of patience and respect. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he would just whoop my ass with that and then eat me. I don't know.
Style and flair.
But this bear is awesome.
He's hilarious, and we're going to be posting him up on our Facebook page on Wednesday, as we do with our funny clip every Wednesday, so make sure to go check that out.
Oh, yeah. Now we're about to step into some video games. But before we do that, here's a word from a podcast you should check out.
This is Murderous Minors, Killer Kids, bringing you the frightening and truly insane tales of children with the thirst to kill. Kindergarten through 12th grade murderers. True stories thoroughly researched. Join us weekly for new tales of parents' worst nightmares on Murderous Minors, Killer Kids.
Alrighty. Fucking time to play some video games before you play a game.
Yeah, that's true. I do have a challenging game coming up with very high stakes.
Hell yeah. It's not quite the Xbox Live game, but it'll keep you guessing.
No, but let's get into Xbox stuff. We have a new quest for March that Microsoft is doing on Xbox, and as long as I believe you have an Xbox Gold membership,
yeah,
then you're eligible to compete, if you will, in these quests.
Which is cool. I mean, hey, I won a month free of Xbox Gold on it, so I mean, it's pretty neat. You got to do fairly simple tasks every month. And now they're starting to do crazy shit, like give you a fucking 24-karat gold-plated Project Scorpio Xbox. Fucking, it's craziness. The best Xbox you can get, 24-karat. What?
It's pretty fucking crazy. It'd be all blinged out sitting there on my entertainment center. Now, how do I go about possibly getting one of these, Matt?
Man, it seems pretty easy this month. I can't believe how easy it is, actually. All you have to do is increase your gamer score by 1 point. I mean, I don't even know achievements that give less than 5 points, so I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed as long as you get an achievement this month, you're entered.
Yep. Yeah, I think 5 is the lowest I've ever seen. I don't think I've gotten one. If there's a gamer point that's 1 or an achievement that gives you 1 gamer point, it's probably like some sort of troll type.
Yeah, it's probably like a hidden one. It's just like an offbeat, like weird one that you just got to get 100% on the game.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, they do that every now and again. Wouldn't surprise me.
And I mean, there's been some pretty good games with gold that were given away for free. So even if you've, like, in the weird case, gotten all the achievements you could possibly get on every game you own, or if you're just bored of your old games, we have some that we're going to talk about in a few minutes coming up.
Oh yeah, free of charge.
But there's also a secondary part to this. So it's like, if you get 1 point, you get an entry into this sweepstakes. But also, if your country gets the highest average increase in gamer score, then you get an additional 4 entries into the sweepstakes.
Oh shit, come on USA, we got this all day. Only people that are going to compete with us is going to be like Japan.
UK's always on. I feel like
UK
I'm always
too, yeah.
British
You might be
people.
right. Yeah, UK or Japan would be our top competitors, I feel like.
And out of these the countries we're competing against, we have Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, and the United Kingdom.
Okay, so it is only limited to certain countries. I never noticed that. That's one thing to be aware of if you are in one of the countries that are listed. Check out the Quest guidelines. It'll tell you all the countries.
It's like a little Xbox Olympics.
Hell yeah. It's pretty cool. I like it. I dig anything extra like that that's simple. And you can get some free shit. And you could potentially get something really cool like a 24-karat gold-plated Xbox, especially if it's one of the new X's with the fucking full 4K capability and all that fun shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the new platform. They're going for, what, like $500 right now for non-gold versions.
Non-gold plated. Yeah, I don't think that's available to the public right now.
Not that I know of, at least.
Custom work, I'm sure you can find a custom.
But one thing that is available to the public right now that we can dive into is Sea of Thieves.
Oh, man. Well, it's available... it's not available to the public right now.
Right now, as we're recording this.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of... Yeah, me and you have been wrecking havoc on the seas for the better part of this afternoon, which that game is so fucking fun. I can't wait for the full release, which is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get to the point in playing the beta where it's like, it's fun, I love it, and it's awesome, like the new things that they're dropping in there. But... I want to have my progress actually save, and I want to make my own boat and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly, yeah. We haven't been able to save any of our products, or any of the stuff we buy, really anything we achieve. But that is kind of aggravating, so that'll be cool to customize shit. And I'm curious to see what they really do with the game. More is opened up through the beta, so I can only imagine what the full release is going to have in store.
It's going to be crazy. And if you pre-order it before it's available on the 20th, which, that's only 8 days from now, the release of this episode, you'll get the Black Dog Pack, which is part of the pre-order.
Which is definitely nice to have, because they start you off with some shitty rag clothing and weapons. So it's cool to get a neat sword and black clothing.
Yeah, it makes you look pretty badass. It also includes a black matching musical instrument called the hurdy-gurdy.
Ooh, sweet.
And like you said, a sword and the clothes. It's pretty cool. I'd say kind of worth it for the pre-order if you're planning on getting it anyway.
Why not? Yeah, the game's worth pre-ordering. I'm telling you, you will have a blast playing online. It's all online and it's fucking fun. You got to find the right crew. That's the key.
Oh,
find
yes,
crew.
It's all about communication from what we found.
Yeah, it's nice because me and him can run a ship by ourselves, but if you're alone, you need to find at least a second hand on deck. That's for sure.
It'd be tough if you weren't. You're going to be running from every big ship you see.
Yeah, well, we had a big ship we were dealing with today. It was a fucking nightmare.
It was fun, though.
You gotta be careful. Another thing we've been playing the shit out of, I gotta thank you because you gifted me this game, Human Fall Flat. It is an awesome platform puzzle game, physics-based. And I don't even know how to explain it. You're just a dude running around, and you can grip things with the triggers. And the way they've established the control mapping, I've got to say I really enjoy this game. It's like endless fun of just like, it's one of those games that gets you thinking, and you're just constantly trying to find the way to beat the fucking level.
Yeah, it's all about puzzle solving, and like you said, it's a physics-based game, which those are always funny because it just ends up with like you falling all over the place like you're made of Jello, essentially.
Yeah, and that's the best part about this game because you're actually like a fucking human, so it's like when you're falling off ledges that you're gripping to, it's just like, your guy just like goes limp and like fucking crashes in such weird ways.
Right, and I mean, I think the really nice thing about it is I was playing that with my girlfriend, actually, because when I bought it for you, I was under the impression that it was multiplayer.
That would have been, I wish it was online multiplayer. Apparently, it's only split screen multiplayer?
Split screen. So I was playing it a little bit with my girlfriend, and the nice thing about it is it's not a game where you're like, if you die, you have to start over. It just kind of drops you back where you were.
Yeah, that's a very nice thing. Checkpoint, it's so easy. Instead of starting the fucking level over, that's really difficult.
Yeah, so the people who aren't really into video games, or even kids, I think kids might enjoy the problem-solving aspects of this. Some of it might be a little too tough. I've gotten to points where I've been a little stuck, and I had to, go online and do a little bit of problem-solving that way.
Yeah, I haven't cheated yet, but I'm still stuck at like an earlier level that you've definitely conquered.
It gets harder and harder. And actually, I put a clip up on our show notes here that we'll probably post up on the Facebook group of, it looks like two people playing on split screen, and one of them's grabbing a bunch of stuff on a conveyor belt and throwing it out of the way, while the other one's trying to pull himself up from a ledge. And one of the objects that the first dude throws ends up taking out the dude to pulling himself up off the ledge.
Oh, God.
Just sent him hurtling into a fire. So we'll be sure to post that one up maybe Thursday or something on the Facebook group, so you can get an idea of like what we're talking about with the physics-based stuff.
Yeah, that's a perfect clip.
It's really funny. It's a really funny, fun, kind of chill game.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it.
When I got it for you, it was like $7 because it was like 50% off on sale.
Oh, nice.
So I think it's really only like $14 or $15.
That's not bad. The $14.99 price range for a game that'll keep you this busy. I've already put a couple hours in, so I mean that's well worth it for $14, man.
Yeah, seriously.
That's really cool. Let alone if you catch it on sale like you did.
So check that out, Human Fall Flat and Sea of Thieves.
Now some games that you can get for free. We're going to talk about with the games with gold. And I haven't had a chance to really play any of these, but you've got your hand on them. Your hand, like you're one-handed. Jesse with his one hand.
I'm that good.
I'm going to ruin something, guys. Jesse only has one hand. His other hand is a claw. He's a true pirate.
Yeah, I had to really get into the Sea of Thieves mentality, so I just figured I'd go all in.
But anyway, so yeah, I want to hear about these games, man. You've had a hand on them, and they look pretty fun. I've got them downloaded. I just haven't had a chance to really crack at them yet.
Yeah, Trials of the Blood Dragon, which is available from March 1st to March 31st for the whole month. It is a dirt bike action type of game where you're shooting and riding a dirt bike and BMX bike and several different types of vehicles and stuff. But there's a little bit of an adventure quality to it.
Okay.
And it reminds me of a mix of like Trials and like some sort of shooting game, but it's totally over the top. Blood Dragon, I guess, was an offshoot from Far Cry. I never really played the Far Cry titles too much.
I loved Far Cry. I've played up till the third one religiously. Like I played a lot of the second one and the first one. There was a big community with creating your own levels and playing multiplayer matches. It used to be something completely different. It was really fun. Like you can go on and there was like maps like Jurassic Park, like the level like would like be identical to like Jurassic Park, like shit like that. Real cool. But now it's like it's still a great game. It's just a lot different.
Okay.
You know? But Blood Dragon was a really cool take. It was an upgrade on Far Cry 3, and it was like a 80s VHS madness with modern touch of like lasers and craziness.
Okay.
And cyborgs. Really fun, really bright colors.
I was gonna say that 80s feel definitely translates into Trials of the Blood Dragon. I guess so. It'd be a cross of Trials, the dirt bike video game, with Blood Dragon, that video game.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is definitely just the merger of two games. It's literally the developers of Trials and the developers of Far Cry made some fucking weird, trippy game. And it definitely looks like a fucking unique mess that I want to play.
And the story behind it, I guess, is that you play as the kids of the Blood Dragon dude, or like the main character from Blood Dragon. It's interesting, but it's really just like a fun, fast, like jumping, action-filled dirt bike adventure game.
Yeah, weird platform mixture too.
The next one that's available from March 1st to March 15th, so it'll only be available for a couple more days once this episode's out. I'm not going to tell you like, oh, go run and grab it right now. It's Brave the video game. I'm not shitting on Disney or anything like that. It's just not exactly the title that I'm like excited to see necessarily.
Yeah, I feel like this was one of those filler games that they were like, what can we fucking give away? Like,
yeah, when can we fit
they all
this
can't
in?
be winners. You know?
Yeah, and you know what? Blood Dragon, Trials of the Blood Dragon sort of made up for it. I actually, you know what? I can't shit on it because I haven't played it yet. I haven't played Brave the video game. I downloaded it. All right, people. I'm gonna be straight with you. I didn't actually get the chance to play it because I've been playing other stuff.
Yeah, like you're saying though, it's nothing to rush to.
If you can grab it, and then if you're in that slump and you're like, fuck it, I'll give it a shot. And if anything, do it just for the gamer score points so that we can all get an extra 4 fucking entries into the drawing.
Hell yeah, yeah, true. Everybody needs to get that achievement this month. Let's work together, people. Come on.
Right. Next up, we got Super Hot, which is a very interesting shooter type game. It's available from March 16th to April 15th.
Yeah, and it looks weird. Like it's a very basic realm that you're in, right?
Yeah, it's not much detail on the characters. You're kind of more like those things that would spawn in Super Smash Brothers that you'd have to fight on like the crystal levels. That's kind of what they remind me of. I know it's an obscure reference. You can use anything in the room to like shoot your way out is what it kind of is, the premise of it from what I understand.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to get my hands on it. We haven't had the chance to, obviously, because it hasn't been available until the 16th. But I'm excited to get the chance to play Super Hot because I've seen this before and almost bought it.
Yeah.
But now that's coming for free. That's like one of the more reasons I'm happy I'm getting it, because it's like, fuck, cool. I almost bought that.
Yeah, right? Fuck yeah, you can't go wrong with free. The next game looks really good graphically, I've got to say.
Yeah, it kind of actually has a similar, I would say, graphics to Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, it's a little cartoony, but it's like very smooth and crisp.
And this is another problem-solving game. This one's called Quantum Conundrum.
Which I've never heard of. I've got to say, I've never once heard of this game.
No, me either. And it was originally for Xbox 360. It's also available from the 16th to the 31st, so you got a small window of time to check it out.
Yeah, it's only half the month, damn. That is a quick flyer. From
what I saw on it, it looks like a sort of like Portal in a way in terms of problem solving.
Yeah. I can see that.
You're like helping your uncle or grandfather or something. He's like an inventor and you're jumping through dimensions.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And you're solving different puzzles with like chain reactions and weird shit. It's really cool.
I mean, it might seem underrated too because it's got a 9 out of 10 on Steam, 8 out of 10 on IGN. So it's pretty highly rated. So I'm sure I'll get the chance to check that one out too, and maybe I can give a touch up on it next month.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to download this one as soon as it's out. It looks really interesting from the gameplay videos.
So those are some games for you to check out during the month of March. You got Trials of the Blood Dragon available for the whole month of March. Brave the video game available till March 15th. Super Hot available from March 16th to April 15th. And Quantum Conundrum available March 16th to March 31st. And now that we've wrapped up video games, here's something from another podcast.
What's up, guys? This is the Brothers Binge with your host, Pedro and Alex.
Shoot, as he sneezed, he shot back into a bag. Clear waste.
Oh my god. We are a weekly podcast bringing you all things movies, TV, comics, and more.
Dusty Matt Damon? Yes.
You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud.
Yes, we get it. You were an extra. You got paid money.
You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Brothers Binge.
And he just breaks the table in half and just starts throwing it at him.
And remember, always binge responsibly.
All right. You want to fucking play a game? You want to fucking play a game, man?
Let's do it.
You got no fucking choice.
Last time I was so cocky and I went in and I think I lost on the last game that I played.
I think you did lose the last time, but it's all right. You got a chance to make it up right motherfucking now.
And I mean, the stakes are a little bit higher because we're actually drinking this time around.
Oh, yeah. We're playing a little... it's only right. We're getting ready next weekend, St. Patty's Day. Who's celebrating out there? I know I am. Hoot, 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 hoot.
Drinking some green beer. If you're not drinking beer, maybe you get yourself a Shamrock Shake.
Ooh, that's always nice. Nice little light mint. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. But right now, we're going to play a drinking St. Patrick's Day game.
Play along with us. If you think I'm going to win, then you got to drink with me. If you think I'm going to lose, then you have to drink every time Matt does. Is that how it works?
Oh, yeah, they just drink no matter what, yeah. So basically, like Jesse was saying, is if he gets a question right, he's free. I'll have to drink. But if he fails, he will have to take a drink himself. So we're just, raising the stakes with the game that we usually play.
And interesting.
St. Patrick's Day, man. What a fun time. The Feast of St. Patrick. It's a cultural and religious holiday that we've hijacked to become the drinking extravaganza that it is today. Although, it is traditionally the day that St. Patrick died, so it's kind of weird how it just twisted.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really weird. That's what it is. It marks the day that St. Patrick died.
Oh, wow.
But, hey, I guess mourn the sorrow with a little bit of whiskey, a little Irish whiskey, you'll be all right. So moving along, let's get it. We're going to start it off with one of my favorite Irish icons, and that's the leprechaun.
Okay.
Now, they're usually depicted as a little bearded man, with the coat and the hat, and they partake in mischief. Now, they're also fairies, too. This is one thing I never noticed, that in traditional folklore, leprechauns are fairies. But, moving along to question number 1. In Irish folklore, leprechauns have a different image in today's typical view, of course. Among being fairies, leprechauns were also told to be what? A. Musicians. B. Shoemakers. Or C. Jewelry makers.
I'm going to say shoemaker, just because I remember they had awesome little shoes for some reason.
Oh, you are correct.
Oh, really? Sweet.
You're right. All right. Starting off strong over here.
Yeah.
Made it out.
Feeling confident. Still got 4 more, right?
I'm calling it the luck of the Irish here. You a little bit of Irish in there?
Maybe somewhere deep in there.
Deep in there, maybe a half percentage or something, Well, let's move along here. There's a shit ton of Irish people in America, Now, how many do you think there are? We're going to move into this. This is a true or false. There are more Americans of Irish origin than there are of Irish in Ireland. So, is there more American Irish descent people here in total than there are in Ireland?
I would say that is true, that there are more Irish Americans than actual Irish.
You are correct. According to the U.S. Census, 32.7 million U.S. residents claimed Irish ancestry in 2015. That is more than 7 times the population of Ireland at that time, 4.6 million.
I'm winning again. I'm starting out real strong. I guess I only need 1 more to technically win it all, but that doesn't mean I won't be drinking.
Yeah, there is only 5 questions, but let's see if we can get you here. Now we're moving into some dates, and this is where I hope to trip you up a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Now, last year we talked about what year St. Patrick's Day became a holiday in the U.S., but this year, we're going to talk about Ireland. In what year did St. Patrick's Day become a public holiday in Ireland? A, 1865, B, 1903, or C, 1970?
I was gonna say, the 70s feels like a one of those ones where it's like, oh, I can't believe it happened that late, but it might be a red herring.
I don't know. I'm not allowed to give you any info, man.
Or green herring in this case. So
but
I'm gonna say, what was it? 1910 was the middle one.
No, we have 1865, 1903, or 1970.
I'm gonna go 1903.
1903. You sure?
Absolutely.
I'm tired of fucking drinking. You're correct.
Oh, yeah!
He is correct. He has won the game already. We're still going to play because he needs to take some kind of drink. He's fucked up. I thought I'd trip him up. Here I am drinking. In 1903, St. Patrick's Day became an official public holiday in Ireland. This was thanks to the Bank Holiday Act of 1903 in Ireland, an act of the United Kingdom Parliament, which was introduced by Irish members of the Parliament, including James O'Mara. Fucking A, it became that. And fun fact, from 1903 to 1970, it was a dry holiday because it was religious. So everywhere was closed, including all the alcohol stores and liquor stores. So it just became a dry holiday. And then after 1970, they let it free, and people would actually stay open and sell alcohol.
So that people like you could enjoy the alcohol you're drinking right now.
Yes, sir. Ooh. Chug it.
Glad you're not doing the shots like I am.
No. It's like these last two count. So, one of the unique celebrations that occurs on St. Patrick's Day, or right before St. Patrick's Day, I should say, is that there's a shamrock ceremony at the White House.
Oh.
In which Ireland gifts the president a 4-leaf clover globe. Generally, just, a nice little pottery of 4-leaf clovers.
Okay.
This has actually been around for a little bit. A couple of years, maybe more. I'm going to give you a couple of years.
Oh,
where you have to select it. This so I can get you to drink. How about that? In what year?
You're going to be like, it's none of the answers.
It could be a trick. In what year did this tradition of Ireland giving the 4-leaf clover to the president start? 1900, 1952, or 2003?
I want to say 2003, just because I feel like I haven't heard of it, and it might be fairly new.
You're incorrect.
Oh, fuck.
It's time for you to drink, sucker.
When did it start?
Ireland's ambassador to the United States, John Hearn, sent a small box of shamrocks to U.S. President Harry Truman.
Oh, okay.
Unknowingly creating a tradition that is still carried out 64 years later in 1952. Choice B. How's that shot gonna do you?
I'm gonna drink some Baileys. I have some small...
Bailey shot.
Small...
Smooth and creamy, but it's gonna get you.
Yeah. Okay, that's not terrible.
No.
Oh, okay, there's the alcohol part. All right.
Gotta add it to your coffee.
So this is the last one, huh?
This is the last one, and you're definitely gonna drink on this one too.
Oh, fuck.
Let's move along.
Glad I got the first 3 right.
As we've talked about, if you've listened to this show, and you listened to the last year's episode, we talked about how Chicago dyes their river green. It's a tradition that's been going on for over 50 years. It came upon, by accident when they were discharging this fluorescein dye to trace sources of illegal pollution. Basically, like discharges from little companies that might be putting shit into the river.
Yep.
And it turned it green by accident. So, and it happened right around St. Patrick's Day. So it just kept up. Now, there's been one more incident of dyeing the river besides green for St. Patrick's Day. Now I'm gonna give you 3 options, and I want you to pick which one is an actual occurrence of dyeing the Chicago River.
Okay.
A, orange, for when President Trump was elected.
Okay.
B, pink for National Women's Day.
Okay.
Or C, blue for the Chicago Bears.
If I know anything about Chicago, I'm gonna say it was the Bears.
God damn it! I don't want to drink anymore. You're right.
Yeah.
Correct.
I don't know shit about Chicago. That was a long shot.
It was a long shot. The first one was a giveaway. Obviously, they wouldn't do that. But
I was like, maybe.
I thought you'd fall
maybe
for
I
that
missed
second
that.
one real quick.
I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe.
Chicago Bears made it to the 2016 World Series.
Okay.
To celebrate that, the city dyed it blue right before the final game.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's the only other time it's been dyed.
They're dying this river all the goddamn time.
They're fucking dying this shit. It takes 45 pounds of this orange dye that turns green to make the St. Patty's Day dye.
Left
chucking 45 pounds of powder into this fucking river like no tomorrow. Like,
hey, so I won. So that means if you were playing along and you wanted me to win, that means you drink, I think. Because it also meant if I lost, that you would also drink. Not you. I'm talking about the listeners. They're drinking too.
I'm drinking.
Just pull over. If you're planning on doing that.
Yeah. If you're driving, well, pause. And
yeah, a little
start the game over when you can drink.
A little ASP PSA. Do an Uber or carpool. Get
or
a
Uber.
DD.
Your Uber driver would love to play along with you. He wouldn't drink, but you can get shit faced in the back of an Uber.
There you go. Certain states, I'm sure that's legal.
Yeah, it's got to be right. Well, I think it's the end of the show, people, and thank you for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us to the very end. And before you check out, why don't you check out the Facebook page? Go stop over there, American Slacker Podcast. You'll also find the American Slackers group, where you can chime in and have a conversation with other slackers like yourself. And don't forget to stop by the Instagram. That's got all the promos, all the cool-ass photos promoting each show and whatever the fuck we're up to. Anything weird we found that will disgust you or entertain you profoundly. And last but not least on my list here, check out the website, aspodcast.com or americanslackerpodcast.com. You'll find everything we're up to and all the social media links too.
You can also find us over on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. That's Amer Slacker Podcast. All of our episodes and bonus content go up on YouTube. And please rate and review us on iTunes. 5 stars or nothing. And tell a friend about the show. That's the easiest way to spread the word and get people listening and becoming a fellow slacker. Also, big thank you to anyone on the Instagram live stream tuning in. We had Johnny talking to us this episode. And I think people are out doing some fun stuff this Saturday. Hopefully they'll be tuning in.
Yeah. It's tough to keep up with us. We switch when we do the live, but generally it's Saturdays. Check it out. It's a whole new element to the show, and we're having a lot of fun talking to you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're not tuning into the live and you want to get in contact with us, send us an email. AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com. We'll get right back to you. And, if you're looking to work with us, or if you're actually an animator, we've been trying to find a fucking animator for way too long.
Yeah,
get at us, animators. We want to do some dirty jobs that are going to be hilarious. And if you're looking to jam out, chill out, listen to some good tunes, check out our Spotify playlist. Search American Slacker Podcast. You'll find a bunch of music we've reviewed on the show and a ton of musicians we've actually had on the show. If you go back into the archive, and you can listen to the interviews we've had with them. So check that out. A bunch of great acts.
You can also become a Patreon sponsor of the show and be an official American Slacker. We offer rewards on there, like bonus content, shout outs like we gave in the top of the show. So please consider supporting us over there. And you can find us at patreon.com/American Slacker Podcast. Also, we have a shop up and running, like we mentioned in the beginning of the show. And that's at americanslackerpodcast.bigcartel.com.
If you're looking to stalk us on a personal level, you can get at me on Instagram at MWG Media, and on my Snapchat and Xbox Live gamer tag at MattyG from HP.
And you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, which I don't really use that much anymore. Me and Kylie Jenner, we say these things, and then Snapchat's stock falls. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And and on Xbox at Landers the Plane.
Nice. Thanks again to everybody tuning in, everybody that's a Patreon supporter. We fucking love every one of you. You guys make our fucking life. Like, this hobby has come into so much more, and we love doing what we do. And we love that you guys like it too. So
We appreciate your feedback.
hell yeah. And till next week, till next time we talk, please hear us next time. Whatever. That's it.
There you go. Oh, how's everyone's Saturday? Everyone getting drunk? Is that what's going on?
I know we are.
What?
And I'm going
What?
to get more drunk after this.
Matthew!
Let me crack this tall boy. Because we're about to play a drinking game.
Bat is short for Matthew.
Batthew. Bartholomew.
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 Actually, that's a better one. That makes more sense. It's Bat is short for Bartholomew.